Good morning. Welcome to Delilah's Spiritual Spot. I'm Delilah Rose, coming with your bonus weekend reading for all signs. So we're going to begin with Aries right at the top as always. And if you have the time, please like, share, and subscribe. Share me out. It really helps me grow my channel. And that's all I have to say about that. So let's give these cards a quick shuffle and we'll jump right into it. Now, this weekend, I feel like it's time to nurture ourselves, right? This weekend, I noticed in the readings there was a lot of letting go, a lot of moving forward, a lot of messages about healing. And I think that if you can, do something for yourself, even if it's for 30 minutes, a 30-minute walk, a 20-minute walk, sitting outside, getting some sun, not too much sun, wear your sunscreen, but, just feeling nature, feeling it on your skin, breathing it in. I think that many of us need that. I live in the city, I live in New York City. And so, it's hard to go out to these parks and being around crowds because I'm still nervous about COVID. But I make sure to get out. My thing is getting out early in the morning when the sun rises. Not a lot of people are outside, and I get to enjoy Mother Nature at its best. But again, let's get into the Aries. And first card out is recognition and reward. And I like that. I like that because sometimes we have to do that for ourselves. Y- Recognize and reward yourself, right? If no one else is doing it, you celebrate you. Give yourself a pat on the back for your accomplishments. Give yourself a pat on the back for making it through another week or thinking about something new or doing something different. Recognize and reward is on our mind. That is the vibe. You also have our secondary card is the Huntress quest. The Pleiades light my quest to be wild and free. And this goes with the theme I was talking about. Enjoy yourself, enjoy outdoors, live your life, be you, recognize the struggles you've been through, recognize, the fact that you survived it all and you're still here to tell the tale. Next we have is Taurus. And guys, please, if you have any questions, comments, things you want to talk about, I'm thinking about my next podcast. I have a couple of interviews set up, and then I'm also going to do some reaction videos. So I don't know what the next topic's going to be, but I'm working on it. So Taurus, what does Taurus need to know for the weekend? This is June 25th and 26th, 2022 for Taurus. Taurus, financial and material changes. This is something for the positive. I think that you're putting a plan into action. I think that you are trying to make a change, trying to be more stable. I think that is a part of who you are. You need that financial stability to make yourself feel safe. Taurus love stability. They don't like a lot of change, and I think you are working a plan to try to figure that out. It's a great time to concentrate. Go to a park, like I said. Go write down a note, maybe some budgets. Um, and your secondary card is the little star. My inner child is whole and complete. I love this because I feel like, again, with the other readings, it's working and letting go, right? Sometimes it's healing that child. It's healing that inner child, is making amends with yourself, right? Anything that happened in childhood isn't your fault. It is the fault of others. And so we need to forgive them and move on, because this is what we talk about when we say it's for you. It's to heal that inner child who was abused, who didn't have, maybe support from your family members. It is not your fault. We forgive, we let go. That inner child is complete, and do something. I saw an adult playing with a easy bake oven, and the pure joy on this person's face was amazing. Do something silly so you can have the joy of a child. And then we're moving forward to our Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to know? What is the vibe for this weekend? June 25th and 26th, 2022, Gemini. Passion ignited. What does that mean for you? Is that a new relationship? Is it a new energy that you are trying to invite into your life, what is your passion? And if it's not ignited, Gemini, what can you do to ignite it? Maybe listening to this is the catalyst. Maybe you're like, you know what? I'm going to do something that, makes me feel passion again, makes me burn. Your secondary card is the Amazon Queen battle. I am a devoted warrior of the universe. And maybe your passion lies in the esoteric, maybe tarot card readings, maybe doing something like starting your own channel, um, but just doing something that invites your spirituality, right? Maybe that is your passion. Or maybe it's not, but you rely on your spirituality to feed your passion. It works hand in hand, guys. That is for you, Gemini. Let's move forward to Cancer. Cancer. What does Cancer need to know? Spiritual union. So many of you are thinking about relationships, right? Your yang to your yin to your yang. You're thinking about partnerships. You think about starting a relationships, but relationships are on the brain here. Many of you who have been without relationships want to seek it, and if you're in a relationship, you're trying to maybe reconnect, reconnect and grow. Your secondary card is visionary. I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft magic. If you're working on your relationship, that's wonderful. Maybe you can start the conversation that needs to be had. And if you're seeking a relationship, maybe you need to ask somebody out. Maybe you need to be the chaser, right? You want to be the one to just put your first foot forward because you are creating your magic. I like this. I feel like that's more for our singles, and that's okay. Moving on to our Leo. Leo. What does Leo need to know? Let's draw the card. Suffering in silence. Don't suffer in silence anymore, Leo. If you hold it all in, you'll explode. Seek someone that you can talk to. If you can't talk to anyone, the internet is alive with conversations. There are YouTube lives dedicated to healing. There are YouTube lives dedicated to just any type of talk you want. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there is therapy, right? We have to seek out people who have been through the same things to get some understanding, someone who can relate to you. And again, if you don't feel comfortable doing that with other people, do it with strangers. Make a page with another name. You don't even have to use your name. I'm live this Saturday on YouTube. If you want to come in anonymously, you can do that. I go live at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time with readings, and just sometimes we just chat in there. So just come on in and enjoy some chat. Your secondary card is the Enchanter. I wish upon a star and my dreams come true. What are you suffering about? Are you not being able to provide? Are you wanting to do something different? You know, let's speak it into existence. Whatever we want in the universe, let's make a change here. Sorry, I had to change the lighting. The sun is in the window now. Moving forward to our Virgos, what do our Virgos need to know? What do our Virgos need to know for this weekend? June 25th and 26th, 2022. We have mental conflict. So our Virgos are going through the stress, right? And sometimes that happens during the weekend because we're thinking about the BS of the week with work, maybe with family, and we're just all feeling the pain. Do something to let that go, right? This is going to go up on Thursday. And if you're hearing this message, try to do something to fight against this mental conflict because you can sit there and you can beat yourself up and you can be in depression and you can be in anxiety, or we can try to do something to soften that blow, right? Let's soften the mental conflict blow. Your secondary card is reflect. I hold the mirror up to see and accept and love all of me. If you're having mental conflicts, maybe you have to love and accept yourself. Again, all of this is easier said than done, and some of us need help, and it's okay to ask for help. And you can start off slow. Like I like to start with lists. I like to do something symbolic. I burn a candle, I write down some thoughts, and then I burn that paper. And then I blow it out of the window or off of my balcony because we need to release, right? E- Mental conflict will expand if there's no release. It's like a pressurized tire, right? If you don't hit that release button and then you keep pumping air in that tire, eventually it will explode. We don't want that for you. We want you to heal. Moving on to our Libras. What does Libra need to know for this weekend? What does Libra need to know for this weekend? Oh, you have two cards here. You have card 3 and 5 of heartache and loss and conflict and defeat. You know, a lot of us are going through tough times. And I think a lot of our anxiety and stress comes from grief. Grief to loss is a strong connection. You know, we grieve relationships. I unfortunately lost a coworker who I hadn't seen in a couple of years or spoken to, and I grieved her. I grieved her. I grieved for the circumstances under she on the the way she passed away, and I grieve that she was alone. She was alone at that time. What is it that you're grieving? What is that heartache and loss? And why are you letting it defeat you? Or why is it defeating you? These are some hard questions. Some hard questions you probably are facing and asking yourself. Um, Grieving is very personal. It's very different for each individual, and and you need to work through that process. And there's no right or wrong process. But when it becomes debilitating, that's when we need to take a step back and we need to focus on our healing. Your secondary card, the Universal Midwife, birth. I birth fruitful and sacred assignments, right? Understand that we are all meaningful in this world, right? The things you birth are not only children, you birth connection, right? There's someone who looks to you, there's someone who loves you. What we birth is love here, and we birth connections. And maybe even though we're feeling the loss here, there's other connections, there's other love, there's other people that we can connect with who are grieving like we are. And maybe that's the healing. Maybe that's the catalyst for healing. Helping someone else through their grief and talking through your grief at the same time. Finding that connection. And that is for you. Let's move forward. Sorry, my video cut off. That was for you, Libra. Now we're moving on to our Scorpios to see what does our Scorpio need to know um, for this coming weekend, June 25th and 26th, 2022. Now remember to listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign to get the full picture. You may also want to take notes on the vibe of the week and put the whole week together for yourself and follow that theme. See what the theme was and how it related to you. So let's go to Scorpio here. Obstacles and challenges. And isn't that just life? There are always obstacles and challenges, but it's nothing you can't come. It's not insurmountable. If you look at this depiction, and if you're not seeing this depiction on other podcasting services, come on over to Spotify or go to my YouTube page so you can look at the cards. He can easily step over that gap, but he's making a small obstacle into something larger and maybe compounding it with other obstacles. Your challenge is to try to figure out a way to get past that obstacle and not let that obstacle hold you back. It's just a way of training your brain, and not only training your brain, of solving the problem of a lesson, because these lessons in life will be repetitive, right? Because it's through our difficulty our growth happens. If I keep facing obstacles and challenges and knowing I can get over the hump, the next challenge, whether big or small, I know I'm going to get over it. It may take time, but I've done this before. And maybe I can apply those lessons to this challenge. Your secondary card is the Morning Star Radiance. I shoot for the stars. Radius is my birthright, and it sure is. Shoot for the stars. Maybe things are not going your way. You don't take the train off the tracks. We fix and adjust the tracks. We may have to shift the tracks to go through another direction, and the train might have to take the scenic route to your goal, but you're going to get there. Ultimately, I think this is telling you to keep the faith and keep persevering. It's what I'm feeling from this reading. So you keep going on, listen to your instincts, follow that passion of yours. It is your birthright. It's your birthright to shine. No one can take it away from you. Moving forward to our Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know? What does Sagittarius need to know for this weekend, June 25th and 26th, 2022? Power. You have power and strength inside of you. Um, that is just yours, right? It is something that people admire about you. It is something that you can call upon when you need it. Sometimes we may be feeling low, but tap into that power and that strength you have to face whatever it is you need to face. Your secondary card, excuse me, is the Wing Messenger. Spiritual direction inspires my creative flow, and understand that that's maybe your power, your strength. Maybe you're getting your strength from your spirituality, and it guides you and it comforts you through your challenges. But knowing that you have that, knowing that you can tap into that is a blessing, right? Knowing that it is with you, you have it and you can apply it. So apply it this weekend, no matter what you're going through. Apply that inner strength. I love that. Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know for this weekend? What is the vibe for Capricorn this weekend? Let's see here. We have a little bit of disruption. It's like obstacles and challenges. I feel like this is a personal disruption. If you look at the card, there's distortion there. I think that you may be feeling down. Maybe you're not at the right weight you want to be at. Maybe, look the way you want to look. I think this has to do with your physicality because the whole body is disrupted here. And I think it's the way you're looking at yourself. Start a healthy change. Understand that there's all different types of body shapes and sizes, and everyone is beautiful. I am not a small girl. I'm not. But I practice something called positive affirmations, right? We can always lose weight. It's challenging, but it's possible. Get proper medical care, go on a diet that suits your physical needs. Some people is keto, some people is calorie deficit, some people is intermittent fasting. Find what works for you. I want you to really look at yourself and see the beauty in you. Everyone has flaws. There's nobody perfect, and if you look perfect in this world and you're looking at these people on television, they've been surgically altered. It's not real. You're supposed to be 60 years old with some wrinkles and looking like your age. You're not supposed to be 60 looking like 20. If that's what they want for themselves, I'm happy. I'm all for it. Do it. But when we see that as regular people and we can afford the upkeep of these surgeries, it makes us feel insecure. It distorts our view on aging and what real bodies look like. That's the danger in this. It's not the danger of them exercising their rights. It's the danger of only showing these type of bodies, this type of physical appearance that distorts the way young people view themselves. That's the danger. And I feel like you might be going through that. You have the Star Daughters dance. I dance, sing, and play with my sisters at sunset. You dance, sing, and play. You find people to talk to. You find enjoyment. This may help with the disruption. This may help cool that tide, right? If we're feeling disrupted, we need to go have fun. We need to raise the vibration. If you don't have anyone to see this weekend, then you go maybe and you make a friend at the park. Go talk to somebody with a dog. Or, if you just dance and sing in your house, do something to raise your vibration. And I think for you, it is dancing and singing because this is very specific. Dance and sing with others if you can. If you cannot, do FaceTime dance party. During COVID, we had FaceTime happy hour. You can apply the same thing. There are dance parties on TikTok where literally people come on screen and dance with a DJ, like the picture in picture. You can literally have a dance party on TikTok. You don't have to be on screen. You can enjoy it. You can see it. You could participate from your own home in your own privacy. We're going to move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, what does Aquarius need to know? Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Aquarius, material harvest. So, Aquarians, you are thinking about harvesting the material, like something physical, money. It could be you going out in your garden and harvesting. You are trying to benefit from the things that you have put out into the universe. If you're trying to manifest something, this is a weekend to do it. The vibrations are high for you at this time. I would really focus on this harvest and what it is you want to harvest, and recognizing that we can't maybe harvest all the fruits of our labors, but the ones that are ripe. You have your secondary card is the Jade Star, surrender. I am ready to let go with self compassion. I love this. And maybe that's what you're harvesting. You're harvesting you, right? If we talk about material and we talk about elements, this is the element of coins, right? Coins are the grounding, um, or pentacles. Pentacles or coins. It's the grounding portion of the tarot. It relates to Taurians, Capricorns, and Virgos. This is feeling grounded. Maybe that's your harvest. It is material, it is earth, right? The earth grounds us. That is your message, Aquarius. Let's go on to Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Deception and envy. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that in this world. And understanding that is through no fault of your own. People are deceptive and envious of many things. Maybe it's the way you smile, maybe it's the way you talk, maybe it's the ease of, the way you can make friends. Maybe you're just comfortable with yourself. It could be from large to small, and people deceive and try to hurt us when they're envious. And again, that is not your fault. It is theirs. It's their issue to work through. It's their cross to bear. And just as long as we put that in perspective, we can deal with it, right? We can deal with it. And I kind of feel like it's not unexpected. Your secondary card is I create and foster reciprocal relationships, right? If your relationship is full of deception and you're dealing with someone who's envious and who's cheating and who uses their love as a power over you, that is not reciprocal. We need to foster people, not foster people, we need to foster relationships that give us what we need, right? We put in our positive energy and we should receive positive energy. If you're not dealing with that, it's time to let this go and move on to someone who can give you that reciprocal love, unconditional love. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about, Pisces. I'm actually going to draw on a card for you. And I don't do this, but Pisces, I feel drawn to draw another card. I gave it a quick shuffle. I am going to choose. Right. There's accelerated motion here. There's accelerated motion here in this relationship. Some things are definitely going to come to light, and understand that we need to release certain people who are not for us. So, like this weekend, you will get the news of something, of someone hurting you. And I want you to know again, it's not your fault. And we need to figure out how to foster relationships that are reciprocal. Your final card is conflict and defeat. If you're not prepared, this is what you could be feeling, right? It's hard. These relationships are hard, these connections are hard. And it's hard to release, but release we must, because your overall message is to I create and foster reciprocal relationships, period. And this is what you need to think about moving forward. And this is your weekend vibe. And I'm Delilah Rose, and thank you for joining me.